to... Now I forgot what I was going to say. Yes, moved again. So just in here now. Just wanted to talk about learning walls and what they are in my classroom. As teachers, we agreed this was an effective way to incorporate STEM into our curriculum. First maker mate is out. They're going to be able to choose 2 of these for this week. Definitely need to change that. Yes, I've got my good hair on. I've got my it's summer, it's holidays, and I don't care look. The underpinning idea of STEM is that students need to identify a problem. They then create a possible solution to that problem, which then makes it best. As a teacher, I now have another piece of evidence in my English grade book and student report card writing. Here. And you know when you do things and you're just not happy with how they turn out, well, that's me. My flexible seating, which the kids are loving, and would you believe the behaviours, my kids are so good. We've started talking about complete and incomplete sentences and what do they need, a noun and a verb. I'm only vlogging. I'm trying really hard to do this, but my time today, and so I'm going to go into each folder tomorrow when I sit down with them in math groups. Hey everybody, I know it's been a while. Hey everybody, here we are back again, and I know it's been a while, but here I am, and the school year seems to go very, very quickly, and I just never seem to get enough time to do everything that I want to. But I have been watching for a while all our North American friends finishing their school year and putting up their great vlogs with great content about the end of year activities and moving classrooms and wonderful games and fun things they do at the end of the year. So it got me a little bit excited, and I thought I really need to get back into vlogging because I really like to use this platform to actually look back on and to critique what I do in my room and critique the person I am, I guess. And I just enjoy going back and going, oh, I remember that. I should do that again. So I enjoy vlogging for those reasons, and to let people in because I know there are people like me who love seeing what other people do in their classrooms, seeing how they set up their classrooms, seeing what works in their classrooms. I love it, and I know I love it, and I know there's lots of other people out there that love it too, so that's another reason why I do it. So to kick off my vlogging again, I thought I'd take you on a tour of my room. So I have begun the flexible seating journey, and I started it in first term, and I would not go back. I love, love, love it. My kids love it. They are more engaged, they are more ready to learn, and they're more willing to participate in things that they found tedious before. Now, I'm not saying especially my boys, but I do have a few students who continually rock on chairs. They used to, I hate giving up, how can I say it? I like kids to do what I ask, and I like them to have respect, and I model every way that I expect a child to treat me. I model for them. I like to have control over what I can have control over, which is my classroom and how the kids interact in my classroom. So I like to have my desk. I did love group work. I wasn't so much a person who did rows. I wasn't a row person, though I know a few of my verging on ASD friends like their rows. I wasn't a row person. I did love group work. I love my kids doing group work. I love my kids sitting in groups. So, but I still had control over them sitting in a certain place, who they sat with, what they did at their desk. But now that I have changed over to flexible seating, I've had to release some of that control and give it to the kids. Now I teach grade 3, year 3 in Australia. I was a bit worried about giving that control over to my students, about selecting a seat, choosing their friends that they wanted to sit with, choosing how they would work, where they would work. Yeah, I was a little bit worried. But like I said, I had a few students who couldn't sit at seats properly, and it would drive me nuts, and I'm sure it drove them nuts with me nagging at them to sit in their seat properly, which meant 2 feet on the floor, sitting up straight, you know. And I had a friend in my school who was the only other person doing flexible seating. I had some flexible seating, but it wasn't a flexible seating classroom as such. So I had a friend who'd done it, and I'd asked her many, many questions, and I'd viewed her room, and I fell in love with it from the first time I saw it, but I just did a little bit of flexible seating for group work and things. But with these few students I had in my class that really loved standing up, they wanted to stand up, but then they had to lean over their desks, they would swing on their chairs, they preferred to sit on the floor, which there wasn't a lot of floor space for them to sit on. So I decided that's it. I am going to try flexible seating. So halfway through the term, I took everything, all the desks and tables out, told my groundsman that I didn't need them. Did he have any other seating tables, chairs? He was amazing. I love my groundsman. He found me a dining table, some chairs. He made me a adjustable height table for my students who like to stand up. We found a coffee table, and I covered it at the beginning of the year, so I was able to use that. There were a few things I could keep in my classroom to use in our flexible seating space. There are probably 2 more pieces of flexible seating things that I would like to buy, and a few pieces that are for like the wobble boards that the boys and girls can stand on. I've got a couple of balls which you will see in my video that I have already taken, but I will pop onto this video. I was just wondering, did I show you the balls? But I did. So I have a couple of them. I want to get, for the kids who like to stand at the table, I want to get the wobble boards that they can stand on and wobble on. We made up some flexible seating rules because I still felt there had to be control. We made them together. We had them in the front of the room, and I can honestly say from the day we started this journey, these kids have been amazing. They have stepped up and amazing. And those students who were very busy and distracted and couldn't sit now choose where they want to sit within our guidelines. Me being that if they're asked more than twice or they move down our behaviour chart, then I choose where they sit for the rest of the week. If it's a Monday, that's the whole week, and they will sit where I choose. I do have 2 normal desks in my classroom that I do reserve for students who want to sit at a desk, or for those students who need to sit at a desk because they have mistreated the flexible seating or weren't able to do what was asked of them. It's very rare that I do that, very rare. Like I said, from the day we started this journey, these kids are amazing. Now I have rearranged my classroom once or twice I like my class to be in a good design. I don't like if I can't see my students, and I had an area where the kids could hide behind, and I told them not to sit there, but when we had visitors from other classes, they would sit there. And I don't like that because I can't see what they're doing, and there was always a problem. So I have rearranged my classroom where there are no real hidey holes. They can't hide anywhere. If I am sitting in our small group area, I can see them. If I'm sitting in the explicit teaching area, I can see them. And if I'm sitting up at my desk, which I rarely do, as you know, teachers, we don't really get to sit at our desks. But if I happen to be there, I can see every student in the classroom. So that was a good point. Another thing that I found out during the flexible seating journey was in the mornings, my children would come in and they grab their book box, and the first thing they had to do was number of the day and whatever was expected of them for that week in the morning. They would run in to get the best spots. And of course the favourites were the balls that we had. And then I got a sofa lounge, and that was the next favourite, and some little stools, these really cute little stools. And of course the kids would run in and push each other out the way to get these spots. No, this was not working. So now the rule is, and they know it, they collect their book boxes, which are stored just outside in the corridor. They collect them, they come in and they sit on the carpet, and I use the wonderful paddle pop sticks with their names on, and I draw them out randomly, and they go, we have a little discussion about what's going to happen throughout the day, and if there's any important messages, and then I pull out their names and they go and sit at their chosen desk. Now, they're allowed to sit there all morning unless I move them. They can change their spot. If they decide that this is not where they want to sit, they can change it at break time. So we have 2 break times, one at 10 to 11 and one at 20 to 11 and one at 10 to 1. They can change, they can come back in after these times, and if there is a vacant spot or they have asked to swap with another student, that is their time to move, and they can choose another spot. If there's no one in a spot, they can go to that spot. If they want a spot, they have to negotiate. If they want to sit somewhere else that someone else is already sitting, they have to negotiate with that person. So that works so much better. Again, that was just a learning curve that we had to do. Now, as for the control, my kids are amazing. I don't feel like I've lost control. I feel like I've gained more control, because those students who continually were fidgety are not fidgety anymore. So really, I would be devastated if I have to go back to the normal seating arrangement. I had been watching the Leaded Classroom, and she is probably the person who spurred me on to do the flexible seating because of the way she arranged her classroom. I'm a big fan of her design in her room. So she was one of the reasons, but the catalyst was actually the students. And I felt that year 3, the kids could do it. Now, you probably can do it in the younger years. I never wanted to try, and I never had a great reason, but I did this year. And like I said, I am a convert, and I would be terribly upset if I was told I had to go back to a normal seating classroom. So, on saying that, I'm about to show the video of my classroom. The lights aren't on, I dimmed it a bit. There's a little bit of noise outside, so I'll try and get rid of that. But it's a quick show of my classroom and how it's looking at the moment. And if something doesn't work, I will rearrange and make it work. 2 more pieces I want to get. I may get them at the end of the year because I've only got half a year to go, and my room's got plenty in it. So, thank you for joining, and I will just end this vlog with